welcome to Marker Board Videos. This video is about genetics, and genetics is the study of characteristics and traits and why things in people, organisms, have certain characteristics and traits. For instance, why do you have the color hair you have? Why do you have the color eyes you have? Why are some peas smooth and some peas wrinkled? That kind of thing. Before we get started, there's actually a couple of vocabulary words, several, that you need to know. So here they are. We're going to start with the word allele, A-L-L-E-L-E-S. Alleles are the letters that represent the traits. Now, we're going to get more into that in just a minute, but alleles are the letters that represent the traits. The way I remember it is there's a lot of L's in the word allele, and the word letter starts with L, so that's how I remember it. Homozygous. Well, we know about homogeneous. Homo means the same, so homozygous means it's going to have the same letters. Homozygous are sometimes referred to as purebred, homozygous. Heterozygous then would be different letters, okay, because hetero means different. That's sometimes known as a hybrid, kind of like a hybrid car, because it can go with gas or electricity. It's hybrid, so it's the same kind of thing here. Dominant, it's just what it sounds like. Dominants are traits that kind of take over. So a dominant trait is the one that's going to show up if at all possible. The recessive trait, on the other hand, is the one that gets hidden. It's the one the dominant kind of beats up or bullies or hides, if you will. Dominant and recessive. Phenotype, it's like a photograph or physical appearance, what something looks like. And again, the way I remember it is the PH is for physical appearance or photograph. So what you actually see, as opposed to a genotype, which are the genes or the letters that you don't see. They're the letters that are hidden, but they're the things that cause what you see to occur. So genotype is a gene order, phenotype is a physical appearance. Okay, so now that we've got the thing together, now that we know the vocabulary, we're going to put it together and we're going to use a thing called a Punnett Square. Punnett Square is kind of like a mini multiplication table, if you will, and it looks kind of like this. So you need to have some information about the parents first. In this case, we have uppercase B, crossed with uppercase B, lowercase b. So for one of the very first times in your academic career, uppercase and lowercase mean totally different things. Uppercase means it's a dominant trait. Anytime you see an uppercase letter, no matter what's with it, it's going to be the thing that you see. Its phenotype is going to show. The only way you're going to see the recessive trait is if you have two lowercase. In this case, you don't. But if you had two lowercase, you would actually see that recessive trait. So let's say that uppercase B means an object is green and lowercase means it is red. So this parent, the uppercase, is a purebred. It's homozygous and it's going to look green. This parent, uppercase, lowercase, is heterozygous. It's a hybrid and it's going to look green. Why? Because the uppercase B hides the lowercase b. So just like a multiplication table, let's pretend we put the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here, okay? And just like a multiplication table, if this was a 1 and this was a 3, this would be 1 times 3, wouldn't it? Well, you move the uppercase B over and the uppercase B down and you get uppercase. And you do that in every single time. So if this were a 4 and a 1, this would be 4 times 1, uppercase B. If this was a 2 times 3, this would be 6. It'd be an uppercase brought down and a lowercase brought over. And this one would be 4 times 2, so you'd put 8. It'd be an uppercase, lowercase. Now, if you look in each one of these squares, you see there's an uppercase in every single square, which means 100% of the time, the offspring are going to look green. Their phenotype is going to be green. These are purebred. These are hybrid. But it doesn't really matter if you're looking at phenotype, because if you're looking at phenotype, it's what you see, and they're all going to look green. All will look green. 4 to 0 is your ratio of dominant. Every one of these is going to show the dominant trait. So let's do another example. We have uppercase T meaning tall, lowercase t meaning short. So we have a hybrid mixed with a hybrid. So both parents have upper and lowercase t, and look what happens. So I'm going to put this T up here, lowercase there, uppercase, lowercase, and I'm going to do my cross. So uppercase, upper, lower, upper, lower. lower, lower. And if you'll notice, what actually happens is even if you have two tall parents, you could have a short offspring, because in this quadrant right here, quadrant 4, there is no uppercase letter. If you were to do percentages, 1, 2, 3 out of 4 are tall, or 75%. 1 out of 4 is short, or 25%. Now, does that mean if you have 4 children, 3 will be tall and 1 will be short? No, absolutely not, because every single time you have offspring, this whole thing resets again. It's possible that 2 tall parents can have 20 short kids, or that 2 tall parents can have 100 tall kids. It resets every time, but this is just the ratio every single time. So here's a cross I want you to look at. Uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. It doesn't matter what trait it is. And just like in math, we label the quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what has the lowercase? Which quadrant are you going to find the lowercase, lowercase? Well, if you did the cross, you would find you're only going to find that in quadrant 4. Question number 2. Which of these are true? 4 is recessive. 1 and 3 are heterozygous. 2 is dominant, or all are female. Stop the video and think about that for a minute and turn it back on when you're ready to go. Okay, so let's go over this. 4 is recessive. Well, it has to be recessive if it has lowercase, lowercase. So that is true. 1 and 3 are heterozygous. Heterozygous means different. 1 is going to be an upper and a lower. 3 is going to be an upper and a lower. They are indeed heterozygous. 2 is dominant. Upper and upper, absolutely, that will show the dominant trait. In addition, that is homozygous or purebred. And all are female. You know nothing about the gender of the offspring, because that wasn't what we were looking at. Now, if we said that uppercase H was male and lowercase h was female, that'd be a different story. But that's not the way gender works. So the only one that's not true is number 4, the last one. And let's do one more example. Uppercase B means black fur and lowercase b means white fur. You have, again, 2 hybrid parents, one with an upper and lower for each. What percent have black fur? Now remember, black fur is uppercase B. Do we have black fur here? Yes. Black fur here? Yes. Black fur here? Yes. Black fur here? No. So the percent that has black fur is 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 75%. What is the ratio of heterozygous to homozygous? Heterozygous means different. Homozygous means the same. This is the same, different, different, the same. So it looks to me like I have 2 that are the same and 2 that are different. So the ratio of heterozygous to homozygous is 2 to 2. You can reduce that to 1 to 1. We tend to leave it as 2 to 2 for genetics. And the final question, what fraction exhibits the recessive trait? The recessive trait is white fur. It's lowercase, lowercase. What fraction? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't exhibit it. That doesn't exhibit it. That one doesn't. Quadrant 4 does. So 1/4, 1 out of 4, 1/4 is the fraction that exhibits the recessive traits.